The CBS News investigation dove into the ripple effects of new voter laws that allow individuals to challenge the legitimacy of an unlimited number of voters ahead of the 2024 election. Our Major Garrett spoke with challenge veteran James McWhorter and his accuser about the proceedings.
10 days after McWhorter learned his voter registration had been challenged, he defended his right to vote before the election board.
I paid taxes here for 20 years, even though I was homeless.
And for the first time faced Gail Lee.
For you to be able to challenge me, you have that right as a citizen of DeKalb County. But I served to give you that right. And it was hurtful that she would do something like that.
Have you, in your mind, come up with an explanation of what the motive is?
To disenfranchise a certain demographic. You're trying to put your foot on someone else's neck.
I mean, all he had to do was call up the office and give him his address. It's not exactly a heavy foot.
After the hearing, McWhorter, who is no longer homeless, updated his address to bring it into technical compliance. Gail Lee said the system worked.
Can you understand how people who are African American might feel this deeply, personally, in that your work feels threatening to them?
I would think they would want their vote protected too, because someone who doesn't belong on the rolls would take away their vote.
And Major Garrett joins us now in the studio with more on his latest investigation. Major, thanks for being here.
So great to be with you, Robert.
What's the significance of what you found?
So this is right now our story about Georgia. Georgia changed its law in 2021. It always had allowed citizens to challenge other people on the voter registration rolls. But in 2021, after the 2020 election, all the controversy and turmoil in Georgia, they said, well, we'll open this up. So any individual in Georgia can challenge an unlimited number of fellow Georgians on their voter registration status. You can challenge 1,000, 2,000 if you bring your information to the county board. What the county boards we talked to found is two things. They're being overwhelmed by these challenges now. They're having to investigate each and every one of them. Each requires a public hearing. That's point one. Point two, most of the things that are being flagged by these citizen detectives are administrative or technical errors. In James McWhorter's case, he was homeless, so he used the barber shop as his address so he could get a voter ID and a driver's license. We had to have both in Georgia to vote. But technically, you can't use a business address. Gail Lee, one of these citizen activists, challenged his voter status. He was able to fix it by giving his proper residential address now. So in his case, he didn't lose his vote. But you might under this process. And the true motivation for people like Gail Lee, who believe they're doing something that is helpful to the system and is perfectly legal, which it is they believe that they're going to find all this rampant systemic fraud in the system. If they don't get involved and they don't check these addresses and these voter registrations, they're not finding systemic fraud, but they are on the hunt for it. And this will have effects on who's on the voter rolls and who may be able to cast a ballot in 2024.
What's been the response of civil rights advocates, the Justice Department, and others?
So they're concerned about this, but as I underscored, and this is really an important point, it's legal in Georgia. This is not an illegal process at all. It is perfectly legal. Now, there is a federal lawsuit that's been filed against this idea of one citizen being able to challenge any number of 1,000 or more voters. And a federal court may very well soon provide what Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger told us is necessary guidance. Really, is this consistent with federal law, and is it within the spirit of Georgia law? Until that happens, these unlimited challenges can continue. But there are concerns about the legality of this, and can one citizen basically spend time scouring voter rolls and suddenly cast doubt on the registration of thousands?
And in this country, as you know, you can't file baseless lawsuits if you don't have cause, or who even determines what cause is in these cases?
And because it's not a lawsuit, because it's just a challenge to a voter registration status, it falls in a kind of in-between area.
Is there a constitutional right to vote?
There is a constitutional right to vote. But if, in the case of James McWhorter, you're using a business address, not a residential address, technically you are in violation. So you need to fix that. And it can be fixed. It can be remedied. But James McWhorter said, wait a minute, what did I do wrong? I'm a registered voter. What happened? Well, you had an improper address. Fixable, but nevertheless, he had to take time off work, had to go to this public hearing, had to go through an entire process. He was thinking, maybe, do I need a lawyer? What do I need to do? It was fixable, but these things place stress on the system tremendously. Election officials are trying to prepare for the 2024 election, not sort through all these numerous challenges, all of which require their effort. They have to investigate things, plus hold these public hearings.
And suppose Georgia's close in 2024. And
it was in 2020.
It was. And suppose there are
close.
Thousands of contested votes.
Let's put this in context. Our investigation showed since 2021, 81,000 challenges have been submitted statewide in Georgia. 15% have been accepted, meaning those names have been removed from the voter rolls. That's 12,000. Georgia was decided by 11,777 votes.
Where else on the map is this a possible issue, contesting someone's vote?
So there are conservative activists, again, all of whom believe Donald Trump won in 2020, or most of whom believe that, and believe that there's fraud in the system and things have to be fixed. None of that is systemically true. Challenging in battleground states, Michigan, Wisconsin, their efforts in California, Florida, other places that could or could not be close. It is a nationwide effort. And because state laws vary, what we did is we focused on what happens in Georgia, how the law was changed in Georgia, and what the effects are there.
Major Garrett, we appreciate your reporting. Thank you very much.